Diller-Odell Coach's Corner, a service of the State Bank of Odell and the Vance Gertis Funeral Homes.
The State Bank of Odell, proud supporters of Diller-Odell activities, wishes all teams, clubs, and groups good luck this year. For all your banking needs, including internet and mobile banking, stop in or give them a call, 402-766-3720, or online at statebankofodell.com. That's the State Bank of Odell, member FDIC.
Trust the Vance Gertis Funeral Home in Odell during your family's time of grief. Their unmatched experience will serve you well when you have other matters in mind. Vance Gertis offers more than the expected services and will assist and comfort you and your family in trying times. Vance Gertis Funeral Home, serving Southeast Nebraska in Odell.
Welcome into the program. I am joined now by head coach of Diller-Odell, Chris Schluter. Coach, you took on a good HTRS team last Friday, came out with a 48-44 victory. What'd you take away from that game, and what'd you like to see from the boys?
Well, it's one of the craziest games I think that I've ever been a part of as a coach, and thankfully this time we came out on the winning end of it, because I've been on a few of those where real heartbreakers at the end. The biggest thing I can take away is that the kids just did not quit, regardless of what happened, good or bad in the game. You know, the roller coaster, the ebbs and the flows of the game. You know, the kids kind of stayed the course, made big plays when they needed to be made, and, you know, ultimately that led to us making some really big plays at the end of the game that allowed us to score the go-ahead touchdown.
You kind of talked about it being a roller coaster game. I watched a little film. You had a nice early lead. Take me through that last quarter, kind of play through what happened and how you were able to get away with a 4-point win.
We were running the football really well all day long. Early in the game, you know, we drove down the field and we had a couple mistakes that allowed us, or didn't allow us to get into the end zone. You know, when we got to halftime, it was a close game, and I really thought that we should have had a couple score lead. We did not do a good job of converting on our 2-point conversions when we did score, you know, which I think took almost 3 touchdowns off of the board when you think about that, as many touchdowns as we scored. But, yeah, in the fourth quarter, we didn't lose the lead until late. We made a couple adjustments with putting a little bit of a speedier kid at the defensive end position, you know, that wouldn't normally be there. And he made some big plays for us, a couple sacks towards the end of the game. We made a big 2-point conversion stop after they scored to go up 44-40 with 46 seconds left to go in the game. You know, then we get the ball back with a couple timeouts, and, you know, kind of the rest is history on that.
That's impressive. I know there's this week, especially down here in Kansas, there's a lot of close games, and for you guys to pull that out in the last minute as a coach, it's so exhilarating to see that happen. And I guess from that standpoint, you talked about your boys being able to overcome some stuff mid-game, and we've talked about it, but the resiliency of this team, how important is that moving forward with a little bit of momentum now built for you guys?
Huge. We talked about at the beginning of the week that, you know, the start of the second half of the season here, you know, we had to have this one. Our goal was to get back to the state playoffs, and we needed to start the second half of our season 1-0, because we have a couple games back-to-back that are very winnable. It was really, really great to see, because even after they scored with 40-some seconds left to go in the game, you never really sensed that our kids thought that they were out of it. The confidence that we were going to go down and we were going to make plays to win that game was unreal. And, you know, passing really isn't the strength of our offense, but we made a couple really good throws and a couple really good catches, you know, to take the lead 48-44 with like 6 seconds left. As a coach, it was great to see for the kids, because obviously everything you do is for them to see their success, and to have it be that way to win a game and to have the kids that stepped up in the moment, you know, it's a really great thing to see.
even as we talk now, I can hear that excitement in your voice as you talk about a big win. Now, with a team like that coming off a win like this, you talked about a few winnable games coming up on your schedule, but how do you make sure as a coach there isn't a letdown and a drop down after a high energy game like last Friday?
There's a different team coming. We're going, to Nebraska City this week. It's a completely different team. We need this one just as big as we needed the last one. So, we'll just try to keep our heads down, I guess, this week.
Keep plugging forward. That's a big thing. I know we've talked about that all year, is just the consistency. And like you stated earlier, your second half of your season was really where you need to step up. You started off 1-0. Congratulations on that win last week, Coach. Best of luck coming up this week. We'll talk to you again. Thank you for your time.
Diller-Odell Coach's Corner, a service of the State Bank of Odell and the Vance Curtis Funeral Homes.